Welcome to the Education Innovators Podcast. I'm Eric Byron, and it is my privilege to host this show where we get to talk to folks from all over the world who are education thought leaders and innovators. We are going to hear inspiring stories from educators and EdTech founders and AI experts and others who are fearlessly innovating and delivering unique learning experiences. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. There's been a lot of concern about students not learning how to write, that they're just going to use ChatGPT to do it for them. And I acknowledge that concern, but I think there's more to it than that. Writing it's an expression, right? An expression of our thoughts, our ideas, our emotions. Sometimes we do need to just write kind of practically, just get some information out there in a text or an email is great for helping to do that. But sometimes we need to, write something that's a more complex, concept. Sometimes like I write just to organize my thoughts and just put it on paper, helps me. And it's also how I come up with these short video blogs. I start writing about thoughts I have and trying to organize them. So there's value in the ability to do that, right? And to communicate complex thoughts and to express our feelings about these things. And we don't want to lose that ability. We absolutely want our students and our young children to learn how to communicate effectively and express themselves, right? Sometimes, though, AI can help us find the right words, not the emotions, because the emotions still need to come from us. AI does not have thoughts, ideas, and emotions. So I am encouraged, though, that despite the concerns, I've seen quite a bit of stuff published lately about the effective use of AI in education, specifically for reading and writing, and the acknowledgement that AI it's a tool, right? It's just another tool in our tool belt, but we can use it sometimes to help us to write and to help us find the right words. So I recently watched a video by Sal Khan of Khan Academy, right? And he's talking about some of the work that they're doing with AI and this new tutor they've developed called Conmigo. It's really impressive what they've been able to do already. And one of the things that I love about it is that, he understands that a good tutor answer, doesn't give you the answers, right? It uses Socratic questioning and it guides you towards discovering the answer yourself, which is really, really important. So, and he talks about a feature on the reading comprehension side that I thought was, really quite well done here. And it basically kind of debates, it gets into a dialogue with you about the specific passages and, challenges your interpretation or the meaning or intent of the author. So this is, hopefully what we're going to see more and more of with AI. Don't just give me the answer. Don't just write it for me, but help me do it myself. So I also read an article on Substack, and there's a link in the show notes here that digs deep into the process of writing and how AI can be used specifically in the first draft. So I think this is an interesting kind of decision here regarding how we write and how we use AI. And I'll admit I've had some topics that I've wanted to write about or I've been asked to speak about, and I was struggling to kind of come up with an angle on this and something intelligent to say about it. And so I've used AI to help generate some ideas. I frequently use perplexity.ai for research and to fill in knowledge gaps. I'll be the first to admit that I don't know what I don't know. And so, in order to write something meaningful, when I'm going to speak publicly or even just to do this podcast, I often go out there and I do this research and I use AI to extend my exposure to areas that I don't have as much experience in, and sometimes just to get different perspectives and hear other opinions on something. All right, I've gotten a little bit off topic, but I hope you see my point here that using generative AI, it actually can increase our ability to write effectively, right? To express ourselves. So, and the power of AI tutors, to personalize our learning experience, that's this huge possibilities here, huge potential. It can enhance the learning experience, I think, and free up those human teachers, right? So they can spend more time interacting with students and, developing interpersonal skills that are, of course, critical for the future jobs for our students. Okay. I'm Eric Byron. Thanks for listening to the Education Innovators Podcast. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. I've got more good content coming. I've got some great guests lined up with amazing stories of innovation and education you don't want to miss. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.